Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of our Toilets and Titles Wednesday night NFL review preview with me, Joe. Joe knows that is, and I've got my special guest appearing yet again at Nate_Dirt19. Mr. Dirt19, how are you, sir?
Doing well. It's a stellar Wednesday evening, and just looking forward to some more football this weekend.
You know, it's especially a stellar Wednesday evening after a Packers victory. Nate is he's one of our in-house big Packers fan, along with Alex as well. So That was a great win against the Rams this past weekend. So congratulations, my friend.
You had a good weekend as well. The Giants, they look good, man. They were ready to play.
Yeah. Well, they didn't look good. The Eagles shot themselves in the foot, but I'll take it anyway. It's that's like win's a win, and it's like our number one arch rival, to be honest with you. So. Yeah. And anyone who follows, Giants Eagles games, like Giants and Eagles fans, we know over the past 10 years, the Giants, especially even when the Giants actually were good, say like 10 years ago, or at least they weren't horrible, they always found a way to shoot themselves in the foot against a lot of teams, but especially the Eagles. So Eagles want to shoot themselves in the feet or the foot. It's all good. I'm not going to cry. Listen, you owe us, Eagles. So it's all good.
Shout out to Chris videos, by the way. He's been in as much as I have.
Chris's videos, you're a good man. You're a good man, Chris's videos. We love you, my friend. Chris, I'm glad you joined in. We're going to review the Week 12 games. And Chris, let me know what team you're a fan of as well. I'm always curious about that, like our subscribers or just anyone else I come across. I'm always curious as to what teams our subscribers are fans to.
And if you I like to know if you're from the area too. That's always curious to me, kind of, because like I said, well, Coach Shep's from New York and big Cowboys fan, and I mean I'm from West Central Illinois. I'm a Packers fan, but I mean you know how it is.
You're close enough, but Alex is from the East Coast as well, and I don't know if Alex grew up near like in Wisconsin or around that area. I'm not sure. I never asked, but he lives not too far from me. I'm in New Jersey. He lives not too far from me. And Alex is a Packers fan, so I always get interested in that too, because you see more and more, people who are fans of teams that are just, it's not in their geographical location. Bears fan. His dad is from Chicago, so Chris's videos is a Bears fan. Chris, you're a good man. I'm rooting for your Bears. I'm not a Bears fan myself, but I'm not a hater of the Bears, and I'm glad your team and my team, the Giants, we made that trade this past draft. I'm glad you got your quarterback. And we all like Justin Fields here at Toilets and Titles. We believe in him definitely for the long term, so we're all fans of him over here. And for me, my team, the Giants, we're rebuilding. We needed that extra pick anyway. So I thought it was a good, fair trade, man. I liked it a lot.
I think that lineup looks good too, by the way. He posted in the comments. Dak, Lockett, Jefferson.
All right. How's my lineup looking? Yeah.
To me, I like Dak a lot. I know Lattimore is going to do well against the Cowboys because he's really good, but I think they're hurting a lot, missing a lot of pieces. So I think Dak's going to be fine.
And
it seemed like with Russ and Lockett, he was kind of the only guy he was really targeting. I mean, well, besides Dwayne Eskridge, but it seemed like DK wasn't even involved.
You know what? I wasn't even aware of Eskridge, and I have to check him out because I was like, you know what? I had my eye on him earlier this year. I was aware that the Seahawks got him, and I had my eye on him. I knew he was injured, and he wasn't playing. I'm like, man, I got to keep an eye open for when that guy does come, because the Saints aren't exactly like they're not loaded on offense, and I know they can use every weapon they. I'm sorry, the Seahawks, yeah, that they're not loaded on offense. I mean, obviously the quarterback, and they've got Metcalf and Lockett, but I'm like, they could use more, and I could see them using Eskridge, early, just this year.
Yeah.
So
big time power return
I was
too.
Yeah, absolutely. So but hey, listen.
I wanted him bad. I wanted the Packers to take him. To be honest with you, I did. I was looking because it's like, oh, that'd be great, but it's all it worked out. But
I like him.
I'm not starting.
I like him too.
I'm starting Lockett over DK and Devontae Parker and Brandon Cooks and Chase Claypool, and then Justin Jefferson's gonna have a field day. Lions defense is incredibly slow. Won't be able to keep up.
Yeah.
And obviously Mixon's a workhorse. James Conner found a home. They're not going to change what they've been doing. And Gronk has been very good. And Eli Mitchell, like I said, can't go wrong. I think you look pretty solid to me.
That's a great. I agree with you. That's a great lineup. I like Dak a lot. I know he hasn't had the best past 2 weeks, but I think he's going to light it up against New Orleans, even though they have a good defense, I think Dallas is going to manhandle them. I love Lockett. He's the guy is like he gets a boatload of targets. He's always producing. Jefferson, I agree. He's going to have a big week. Mixon's been a beast. He's been one of the best running backs this year, especially not named Jonathan Taylor. And like you said, perfect way to put it. Connor's found a home in Arizona. Gronk can't do better than Gronk. So when Eli Mitchell is your flex, you're doing great, Chris. You're doing great.
Yeah.
Oh, his defensive team is Tampa. I think you're looking good, my friend. I think you're looking good.
I don't play any team defense leagues, but I assume they'll probably be just fine because they're good.
I do. I'm mostly in standard leagues. So Chris, I play in leagues with team defenses, and Tampa Bay, you're doing fine, man. So you're looking strong.
Oh, yeah.
If you lose, I'd love to see the team that beat you because that's a nice roster you got there. But anyway, okay, guys, before we get into the content, just a friendly reminder, please hit that like and subscribe button. Give us that 5-star Apple review. Why? Because we deserve it. Where you can find the show, Apple Podcast, YouTube, Podbean, Spotify, and Facebook, where we have 2 pages. One is Toilets to Titles. The other is When a Family Breaks, which is our Facebook title page dedicated to the trading of sports memorabilia. And you can go to patreon.com/toilets to titles to learn how you can further support the show. And we have our website that we launched on August 1st. It has all of our videos, articles, tons of fantasy and NFL football content. Check it out. And that is toiletstotitles.com. It's a great website. I'm absolutely super proud of it. Love it. It's been coming along so nicely. And one last thing, following the show at around 10:30 p.m. or is 11:30 p.m. Eastern Standard? Around 10:30 or 11:30
earlier. Yeah, sometime like that.
All right.
I said between 10:30 and 11:30 Eastern Standard.
All right, guys. So start checking in. Subscribers who are watching the show, start checking in around 10:30 p.m. Sometime between 10:30 p.m. and 11:30 p.m. tonight. Following this show is Dollars to Deuces, which is hosted by both Nate, who's with me right now, and Rich. And it is our weekly NFL and college football betting advice show. And I'm usually in the chat myself. I absolutely love that show. Lots of fun. Any questions you have? And Chris, make sure you're checking out that show. If you're up late tonight, any questions you have, send them through the chat, my friend. All right, so let's get into, let's check out the comments over here real quick. All right, Chris. I love you, man. You stick with us. All right, buddy. So speaking of Chris, we've got the Bears. Start off the Bears defeating the Lions 16-14. The first Thanksgiving game. And it was an ugly game, like my Giants and Eagles. It was one of those. It was definitely not one of the. If there's a game of the week, this is the antithesis of it. This and Chris, Chris, don't be hurt by what I'm saying, because my Giants and Eagles were the same way, man. It was ugly, but the good thing about this is that it was over early. Especially I was in California last week for Thanksgiving, visiting my wife's side of the family. So this game started at 10:30 and was over like a 1:30. So it was good, but. Bears defeated the Lions. Really not much to say about this game. It's kind of like the Giants and Eagles game too. Really not much to say about it. Bears got the win here. What's the Bears record right now anyway? What are they? Are they 5 wins?
I don't know. I think they've won 3 or 4 games. I don't remember now.
Let me go to that. No, they've got more than that. The Bears defense has been keeping them in games. All right, they got 4 wins. So same as the Giants. So 4-7, the Bears. Their defense has really kept them in games this season. And why am I? Oh, there we go. Finally went to week 12. So yeah, they're 4-7. So the Bears defense has actually kept them in games. But Bears pulled out the win last second here. They got that last second field goal. They got the win against the Lions. I used to say the Lions. I'll still say the Lions are the best 0-10 team that I've ever seen. But it's getting kind of old. Saying that at this point, so I still like Dan Campbell. I got to say there were some head scratching decisions in my opinion there. It's like, dude, you're 0-10. There were some times where I felt like you could have went for it like on 4th down, or maybe gone for a touchdown. I don't remember the scenarios, but there were times where I felt like he was a little too, way too conservative for a team that's 0-10. Like, go for the win. Go for the win for your team. Just go for it. If you lose, you lose. You already have 10 losses anyway. So anyway, that's
earlier in the season, I know there was a couple times he'd make decisions where it was like, oh, well, if we don't get the ball back, whatever, our defense can stop. It's like, your defense is terrible, man. Like, I don't know why you're relying on this defense that can't stop a nosebleed.
You know what? I get it in the beginning of the season because that's kind of how you're supposed to play it. And I think I would imagine as a head coach, you got a really young team. You're like, all right, guys, we're gonna coach and play how we're supposed to, and hopefully over time, eventually win games the way you're supposed to. But when you get to 0-9, now they're 0-10. I'd say you got to start just going like balls to the wall and just try to put up some points and just try to make it fun, man. Try to make it fun.
Like they did against the Rams that first half when they put 2 fake punts, onside kick. Like, just do that every time. Who gives a shit?
Exactly. At this point, exactly. Go and have fun with it. I agree with you, Nate, 100%. Just like that Rams first half. But I still want to see the Lions get their first win. But I learned a lesson too. I did take the Lions in this last game, getting the points at home, and I was like, you know what? I was like, hey, from now on, I'm not taking the Lions until they actually win, though. I think I actually picked them to win that game, too. I figured they were somewhat evenly matched. It was in Detroit at Thanksgiving. And but I think I've learned, just don't take the Lions until they actually get a win.
No, you can't.
All right, so moving on to the second Thanksgiving game. Raiders upset the Cowboys 36-33. I got this one wrong. I took the Cowboys, given the points. The Cowboys were given decent amount of points too. I forgot what it was. I don't know, for 7.5. I think that's what I was going to say. Yeah, and I was like, I was taking the Cowboys in Dallas Thanksgiving, given the points and straight up, obviously. And I got it wrong. Actually, when I was watching the game, there was probably like 6 of us watching the game. And like I said, I was in LA, so I was in Los Angeles, and I was surrounded by Raiders fans. And so they were hooting and hollering and having a good time. But what a heck of a game. What a bounce back by the Raiders on this, too. After the loss to the Giants a few weeks ago, and then I think they had another loss. Was it the Bengals, I think? And then I figured, I think I figured they were going to go to tailspin, but hey, man, they're showing some endurance here. The Raiders, I have to give them some credit. They're now 6-5. They're still in the playoff hunt. I know Rich Gonzalez is, our teammate here at Toilet's Titles is all excited about that, and they played a really good game. Game. So, Dallas is kind of reeling a little bit. They're 7-4. They still have a really good record, but I think Dallas is going to bounce back just fine. But that was not a great game there for them. But Raiders, man, all kudos to them. Anything else you wanted to add about that game, Nate?
Got to give credit where it's due. Played a good football game. I think, with the Cowboys not having any weapons, I think it was going to be tough. I thought they'd do better than they did, though. I really thought that they would be fine. Kind of like you, I kind of thought the Raiders were just reeling, and it was same old Raiders. I'm not sold that it isn't yet. I need to see a little more. The Cowboys have some pretty bad losses too, and I've been gambling with the Cowboys all year, and it's been fine most of the time. Not so much lately, but they got some tough losses, that's for sure.
Yeah. You know what? I've been high on the Cowboys this year. I'm actually high on the Cowboys every year, to be honest. They just have that potent offense, and so we still got 6 games to go in the season. I still have the Cowboys as one of my top teams, as you'll see in my top 10 list. Chris's videos had another question, and he said that he dropped Darius Leonard and he picked up Bobby Wagner. Now he's playing with individual defensive players. I know that this is where Coach Chefs would come in. So Chris, I can't really, I can't give you, I don't play in those IDP leagues. Is that what they're called?
Yeah, that's all I play in.
Yeah, I'm not involved in those. I'm not involved in those myself, those types of leagues. So I couldn't give any type of advice on that.
I mean,
you, Nate, anything or?
It's tough because for me, I would never drop Darius Leonard. And I think I may be biased because I love Darius Leonard. He's probably my favorite linebacker in the NFL. But I think he's probably one of the best linebackers in the NFL. I mean, it's not like I'm just biased because I think he's awesome. He's phenomenal.
He is.
And nothing against Bobby Wagner. He's been phenomenal for so long. I like Darius Leonard better. I think I just think the way he plays for me is a little more. He's on a better defense too. Not he's got guys up front to make I'm trying to think how to word this, but the guys up front are going to take some of this pressure off. Yeah, DeForest Buckner. I just forgot the next guy's name. Kwity Paye, the other rookie they have.
Yeah, the rookie.
And then they have one other one. I can't think of his name, but I feel like that takes pressure off Darius Leonard for sacks. Same with Buckner getting double teamed every single time.
Yeah,
I don't know. I can't not have DeForest Buckner. Or sorry, I can't have I need Darius Leonard.
Yeah, Chris. Like I said, I'm not really the person to give that type of advice on that because I don't play in those types of leagues. I never have. But I just hear the names Darius Leonard and Bobby Wagner, and
both good choices.
Myself, I gravitate towards Darius Leonard though. But in terms of fantasy football, I've never played with individual defensive players, so I couldn't give you advice on that, my friend. Chris also has a hot take. He says the Dolphins, in his opinion, the Dolphins are going to win out and get in as a wild card. It's not a bad hot take, man.
You don't think so? That's for sure. I know,
yeah. Hey, listen, I like the way they're trending. I like the way they're playing. I don't know what the rest of their schedule looks like. We'll see. But I'm glad to see the Dolphins doing well because I had such high hopes for them in the beginning of the season. They're a young team. I like their head coach a lot. I like Tua as a person. We'll see how he develops as a quarterback. It looks like he's getting better. But we'll see. We'll see. All right, so let's keep on moving to the games. This was I actually kind of enjoyed this game, me and myself, and
fun.
I don't hate the Saints. I don't hate any NFL teams out there. I don't even hate the Eagles, to be honest with you. But me myself, I'm like, you know what? I've been saying this all season long. I felt like Sean Payton is one of the best head coaches in the league, and I felt like his offense it was like smoke and mirrors when they were putting up a lot of points early in the season with their really good defense, getting the ball with a short field. A little Alvin Kamara, or I should say a lot of Alvin Kamara, and just and putting up some points that way. It wasn't like these were like Drew Brees led drives with Michael Thomas, at wide receiver and Alvin Kamara and Jimmy Graham. It wasn't like they had like all these weapons. It's Jameis Winston, and now Trevor Siemian, and it looks like Taysom Hill's gonna be starting this Sunday. So
he is.
I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I'm like, listen, man, the Saints are like. I kept hearing people, especially early in the season, like really on the Saints. I'm like, man, I'm not buying the Saints. I'm not buying them. And the Bills go in and kick their ass, real bad, 31-6 on Thanksgiving. And Sean Payton's going to have he's going to have to pick up some weapons and he needs a quarterback and weapons. So coming out of the season,
I think
Bills took care.
The Saints are running out of steam. I didn't know. Like I said, they had a couple big wins here and there, but I knew for me, it's kind of like the Titans. They just can't. You can't keep winning with nothing.
Right. He's a great head coach, and Alvin Kamara is a great player. That's only going to get you so far. And I was rooting for Jameis myself, but it doesn't look like. But he doesn't exactly have a lot of weapons to go with either. I mean, you got Michael Thomas isn't there either, and they don't really have any wide receiving core. So. But the Bills came in. The Bills needed this win after, they needed this win. They got it 31-6. Josh Allen had a really nice game, and I think he put up like 3 touchdowns, if I recall correctly. Okay, moving on. This is one of the games of the week, in my opinion. It wasn't a close game, but it was like, wow. Bengals defeated the Steelers 41-10. Things are changing here. Up is down, and
changing
down
to the guard in the AFC North.
Yeah. Cincinnati is beating the Steelers, and the Steelers are beat up themselves, especially on the defensive side of the ball. Watt is out. Who else are they missing? Are they missing? Was it Minka Fitzpatrick they're missing?
I don't know if he's still out. I know he was.
Yeah.
I can't. There's so many. I Joe Hayden. He was out, but he might have come back.
Right. What's that?
I don't remember. Joe Hayden.
Yeah. No. I got to look into. I haven't gotten any I haven't looked into any updates on the Steelers. But they've had a lot of injuries on defense, and that was really the strength of the team. They've got some nice offensive players, but offensively, they're really not having a great season. With Schuster, who I'm way out on Schuster anyway. Chase Claypool, Deontay Johnson's having a nice season, and Najee Harris, the rookie. Yeah, and Najee Harris is having a good year overall too. I don't think he's having a monster year, but for a rookie, I think he's doing very well. Najee Harris.
Good year for a rookie with a bad offensive line.
Yeah, that too. Bad offensive line, which I'm not used to seeing from the Steelers, even though they didn't have a good offensive line last year either. But they'll probably Go ahead.
I don't know if the Steelers they might win one of their remaining games. I feel comfortable saying they win one more game. The only game they might win is the Titans.
Yeah, talk about a beat up team. Oh man.
Yeah.
But this was great. The Bengals fans, I'm really happy for you. You guys deserve it. Your team has been bad for a while, or even when they were good, they were always in a division with better teams or just players that love to shoot themselves in the foot, like the Vontaze Burfict era. And you guys deserve this. You got a great young quarterback who wants to be there. He's surrounded by a trio of really good wide receivers, and he's got Joe Mixon too. And the defense is playing well. It's been playing well. So, and the offensive line. Remember last year, everyone was saying, everyone was saying, I remember they were like, the Bengals have to draft Penny Sewell because, oh my God, Joe. But it makes sense, right? But Joe Burrow wanted Jamar Chase, and I understood that too. And this guy was a phenomenal wide receiver. Me myself, I'm thinking, hey, your young quarterback is calling out a player he wants. You better go get him, and he's a talented player. And Jamar Chase, they got him, and we're not really hearing it. I haven't been following the performance of the Bengals O-line. I'm just assuming it's doing well because the team is doing well. Joe Mixon's doing well. Burrow is throwing the ball all over the place. I assume without going for Penny Sewell or even Rashawn Slater, the Bengals offensive line is doing well.
Yeah, they've been doing decent, I guess. I don't know. They have to draft an offensive lineman. The thing early in the year, it was like all they did. They run in 5 wide, empty sets over and over and over. It's like you can't have Joe Burrow throw the ball 50 times a game. He's gonna get killed. He's gonna be like Andrew Luck. Yeah. Phenomenal. I'm done. And that's what worries me, to be honest.
That's what people were worried about too. They're like, hey, you got this great young quarterback last year. You got to protect him now. The reason why I'm just bringing this up is that I just find it interesting that, they didn't spend that high end first round pick on a tackle. They didn't get it. They didn't have another pick in the first round either to get a tackle, but yet here they are. And I have to look into the Bengals offensive line, like their into their grading and into their grades, see how they're doing. But I'm just assuming they're doing well because the offense is doing well. And even though the defense on the Bengals has been pretty good, it's obviously the offense that's been stellar. So I just find it really, really, really interesting. Comments. Let's see. Chris is saying, in his league, Mixon got him 44 points. I've got Mixon in our Frankenstank league. That's our Frankenstank is our Toilets to Titles listeners league that we started. We've got 3 divisions there. I've got Joe Mixon, who I stole a few weeks ago. I've got Joe Mixon on my team, on my roster. And he's been great. He's been great for me. I haven't paired up with Jonathan Taylor or Nick Chubb, so it's going beautifully for me right now. But yeah, Chris is saying he's not going to be surprised if the Bears win. If they don't win any more games the rest of the season. I'm in the same boat. I'm a Giants fan, man. So I'm with you, Chris. I hear you.
Bengals offensive line going into week 10 was ranked 20th.
All right. It's not horrible.
It could be worse.
It's not great. It could be the Giants. The Giants are like 32nd or 30th or whatever. Or hey, 20th. Wow, if the Giants offensive line were 20th, I'd take that. I'd run to the bank with that right now, I'll tell you. So, but thanks for looking that up. I appreciate that.
Okay.
I appreciate that. Okay, so Bengals Steelers recovered. Buccaneers defeated the Colts. For me, this was like the game of the week. I was so intrigued by this game because I'm really high on the Colts. I'm really high on the Buccaneers. I still have them as my top team, my top ranked team. But I was curious to see how the Colts were going to do, and I picked the Buccaneers to win this game. That's not a surprise. But this is a heck of a game, and I feel bad for the Colts because they had. First of all, they started off, I think, 0-3, if I recall correctly, this season. So they didn't get a good start. Oh, was it 0-4? Was it really 0-4? Wow. So they've come a long way, though, because the Colts are 6-6 now. But they started off slow. You can see with Carson Wentz just getting acclimated to his new offense. And they also had, besides the slow start, there was also really close losses to really good teams like the Buccaneers, like the Titans twice. I think I think the first loss to the Titans wasn't too close, but the second one was. And then they had that really close loss against the Ravens as well. So they've had a really tough schedule. And and they've been on the short end of some of these close games with really good teams. But the Colts are 6-6. To me, I see them as one of the most well-rounded teams in the NFL. I'd still like to see. I like Pittman. Pittman proved me wrong. I wasn't buying into Pittman at the beginning of the season. He proved me wrong. He's a really good wide receiver. I still wish they had one more wide receiver, like a really good one to pair with him as well. But Pittman's doing well. Carson Wentz is throwing touchdowns all over the place. Jonathan Taylor is having a monster season. And the defense, we're all fans of Darius Leonard, but the defense as a whole is solid. They're a good, they're a really good team, and I think they're well coached. And but I think the Buccaneers are about to go on like a major winning streak, and that's not, it's not like that's not a hot take or anything. This is a team that could go on a hot streak at any time. But I think they're probably gonna start, like, I wouldn't be surprised if they went out like the rest of the season to go 5-1, something like that. They're starting to get guys back, not Antonio Brown, but Gronk is back. I think they've had some injured guys on defense. I think Vita Vea, I'm not sure when he's coming back. I don't think he's done for the season.
He played last weekend, and Sean Murphy-Bunting was back 2 weeks ago, I think.
So they're getting guys back. Yeah, they're getting and the team is so damn deep anyway. Man, it's like the team is so deep. But this was a really, really good game, and it was a good showing by the Colts. So Justin, if you're watching, don't give up hope. I believe in the Colts. I still think they're going to make the playoffs. And if the Colts make the playoffs in the AFC, I think anything can happen. I think they match up well with anyone. I'm not saying they're the best team in the AFC, but I think they can take on anyone in that conference. I really do. Moving on. Dolphins defeated the Panthers 33-10. Panthers are going downhill with the Bears and the Giants, it looks like. McCaffrey's done for the season. Cam looked like crap. And it looks like Cam. Yeah, listen, man. It's like, we like Cam, and I was really happy to hear him going back to Carolina. I'm like, it just seemed right. Cam in Carolina, like, it just seemed right. It's like, one more, just one more rodeo before you retire, and I liked it. But the young up and coming Dolphins smashed them into the ground. Dolphins are rolling real nicely here, and they're starting to live up to their talent that they actually have. And they took care of business over here. Any thoughts on this game, Nate?
I don't know. I'm just confused. I don't know where all of a sudden it's like the Dolphins figured something out. I don't know if it's going to continue.
Sometimes it happens.
I have zero faith in Tua. I mean, I get you. There's 34 quarterbacks I'd start over Tua probably.
Right.
I don't know. It's hard to trust them. Like I said, maybe they'll stay hot.
I don't trust them either, but they seem to, even when he's played, they didn't play well, obviously, when he was out. But when he played and he had some quiet games, they still seem to play better as a team from what I noticed. And not that I saw the games, I'm just going off the box scores. They seem to play better as a team, just with him being there. But I do think he's getting better and better every week now. But we'll see if the guy can. I don't know what his ceiling is. I don't think it's greatness, but I think he's got the ceiling to be pretty good. And he just needs to stay healthy though.
Yeah, it's tough. It'll be tough. We'll see. I'm disheartened by Christian McCaffrey. Like I said, I don't like seeing anybody get hurt. But he's so much fun to watch in second year and on the IR. And I said it last night. Like I said, it's just disappointing. So hopefully, they can figure something out.
I hear you. And Chris's video says that he started Cam in that game. I get you, Chris. You listen. A lot of us thought that. I thought Cam was gonna have a big game, even if the Panthers lost. I still thought Cam would like run in for a touchdown or something, and maybe pass for one, running for two, something like that. And nope, Dolphins defense is looking for real. They're a talented young defense, and they're living up to it now. Especially, it seems like ever since that Ravens game when they smacked Lamar around.
Yep.
Okay, so moving on. Patriots defeated the Titans 36-13. The Titans are reeling. They really had nothing. It's really Ryan Tannehill, and that's it right now. And the backup running back. What's his name again? Do you remember his name? The backup running back. Yeah, Hilliard. That's it, Hilliard. But that's it. You're missing Derrick Henry. You're missing AJ Brown. Were they still missing Julio Jones, or was he back this game? I'm not even sure.
He's been missing since he got on. He got to Nashville.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's still
what
hurt.
I figured. They're in trouble. I knew the Patriots going to win this game. I took the Patriots even giving 5.5 points. I think it was the spread. I took the Patriots in this game. I'm like, Patriots is solid. They're solid on both sides of the ball. I had no problem taking the Patriots big time in this game, and they won big time. So, not a shock. What? You know what? When's AJ Brown coming back? Any idea? I got to look that up.
On the IR, so at least 3 weeks. I don't know. I don't know if it matters, to be honest with you. I really don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
The defense was good, and now it's not. I don't know. It's tough.
Yeah. All right, moving on to Giants. Another game of the week. The Giants defeated the Eagles 13-7. All right. Antithesis of the game of the week, just like the Bears and the Lions. Giants defeated the Eagles 13-7. This was really, this is a game I did see. I'm a Giants fan. And like I was saying at the beginning of the show, the beginning of the broadcast, this was very much Eagles shot themselves in the foot. And I'm not crying about that because the Giants shot themselves in the foot many times against the Eagles. Eagles were running the crap out of the ball all over the Giants for a little over 200 yards. And when it mattered most, they decided they wanted to pass the ball. So that led to Jalen Hurts having like 3 interceptions, didn't put up many yards passing, and that allowed the Giants to win this game. So, and now the Giants, Daniel Jones, something up with his neck. It's been described as a strained neck that he apparently got in the second play of the game, played through it. But now I don't know if he's going to be playing this Sunday or if he might be out for the rest of the year. Have absolutely no idea. So that's the Giants for you.
From what I read, I don't think they said it was going to – they said there was – I mean, I guess there could always be a chance, but it didn't sound like it was going to be season ending. I know there's a chance that Skycam Mike Glennon could start this weekend. Hopefully not. Hopefully it's Danny Dimes. So
this would be so Giants. I wouldn't be shocked if Daniel Jones actually starts this week, gets injured in the game, and then he's out for the season. And it's going to turn out that he never should have been playing this game anyway. It's just so Giants.
That's a Dave Gettleman move if I've ever heard of one.
You know what? That's a Joe Judge thing. That'll be a Joe Judge thing. Interesting thing about this, though, I got to tell you, there was actually a tweet that basically just a regular civilian. When I say, I mean like someone who's not a beat writer or any type of reporter at all. There was a tweet that was sent out by some regular random person, and I think that person's taken it down, but it went out at 2:00 yesterday, and the guy said something like, "I'm not a source, I'm not a reporter, but my carpenter is really good friends with Mara's kids," and they told him that, and his carpenter told him this. They told the carpenter that Daniel Jones is done for the year. They're just going to say that it's only day to day, or week to week for right now. And that was at 2:00 yesterday. A short time later, it's announced that the Giants signed Jake Fromm to their 53-man roster. And they had put someone else on IR. And then it comes out like 2 hours later, like at 4:00, about this neck strain and that he might miss this start. So, funny. Like I said, like it said in that tweet, this guy said he's done for the year. The Giants just aren't going to say it, or at least not yet. Just not yet.
I have no faith in Jake Fromm.
I don't think Jake Fromm's going to be there. It's going to be Mike Glennon who's going to be playing, but I guess they needed someone else on the roster. And there was someone else that went on the IR. It was one of the Giants slot corners went on the IR, got injured in the Eagles game, so they had the extra spot. But it's just interesting. I find it very interesting. So we'll see what happens with Daniel Jones. Falcons defeated the Jaguars 21-14. Jaguars, you should have won this damn game. Not that the Jaguars are very good, but the Falcons stink too. I was rooting for the Jaguars to win this. They didn't. Any thoughts on this game?
Thank you to Cordero Patterson for picking up Cam's slack and Frankenstank and winning me another week. That's it.
Yeah, Patterson. I've got Patterson in a few of my leagues, and he's such a lifesaver. I love Cordero Patterson. God bless you, Patterson.
I started him. I was like, man, I wish I would have started him. I looked, I was like, I did. So worked out.
I don't think I had any choice at this point in the season. I've got so many guys, there's so many players are injured. Broncos defeated the Chargers 28-13. In hindsight, I felt like I should have seen this one coming. I took the Chargers in this game, but the game I think was in Denver. It's cold weather.
Yep.
Did you take Chargers? Do you remember, or Broncos, or did you take anyone in this game?
Chargers -2.5, I believe.
Yeah, I took the Chargers. I'm like, you know what? In hindsight, I'm like, shit with the Broncos. I just felt like, with Von Miller no longer being there, that was a big hole in their defense. But no, go ahead, Nate.
I feel like their defense has played better since he left. And I know Bradley Chubb came back. I'm not quite sure how he did. And Teddy Two Gloves got hurt in the game. So Drew Lock played, and then Teddy came back in. I don't know.
Really?
I think
okay.
I'm about 3 or 4
on that box score.
Go ahead, Nate. Few weeks ago, I know on our Tuesday night show, I said I was all in on the Chargers. Brandon Staley's doing a hell of a job. Justin Herbert is the man. Austin Eckler's awesome. Blah, blah, blah. Their defense doesn't play as good as it should. Yeah. I mean, Derwin James, Nasir Adderley, like they're dudes, but it doesn't matter. I was wrong. I do not trust that team at all. I think the Broncos are not good. I don't know how you it doesn't matter. I don't have anything else to say. I'm not going to take the Chargers the rest of the year.
You know what? I'll tell you, the thing about the Broncos have a good defense. They've got a really, really good secondary. And Patrick Surtain, Patrick Surtain, their rookie cornerback, who they took, I think, number 9 overall.
Yep.
It's just been lights out. He's been fantastic. They're building a really good defense in Denver. And I think their offense is efficient. Bridgewater he's that, non-sexy type of quarterback. Exactly. He's safe. He's not going to make mistakes. He matches up very well with their offensive coordinator, Pat Shurmur, who I'm familiar with because he was the head coach of the Giants for 2 years, Saquon's rookie year, and then Daniel Jones's rookie year. And I liked how the Giants offense actually performed under him, especially considering the limited talent that the team had besides Saquon Barkley and then Daniel Jones's rookie year. His issue were fumbles. Other than that, the guy was putting up 2 touchdowns a game. And even Evan Ingram looked at his best under Shurmur too. Like, he just used the weapons that he had the way they should have been used. Unlike I feel like the Giants do now. I don't feel like they don't do it at all. But I think Shurmur's an asset for that team as their OC, and it really maximizing the talent that they have in that offense.
And Vic Fangio is a stellar defensive coach.
Yes, he is one of the best defensive minds of his generation. Absolutely. Yeah. And you look at how to say San Diego, the Los Angeles Chargers. 6-5, they still have a winning record, but I think we're all, many of us were much higher than that.
I thought they could win the division, but
yeah, and that's a tough division. Yeah, tough division. So, yeah, I think I have the Chargers off of we'll see, but I think I have them off my top 10 list now. Packers defeated the Rams 36-28. I was happy with this result because I did not understand at all. I picked the Packers in this game. I did not, and the game was in Green Bay. I did not understand the Rams giving 2.5 points to the Packers in Green Bay. I didn't get that at all. I thought Packers weren't going to have. I figured it'd be a good game, but I was like, I think Packers are winning this game, and I'm a genius. I was right.
Of course.
Yeah, absolutely. So Nate's all happy. Good win against a good team.
It was huge. I don't know. It's just kind of wild. I thought I was worried about the offensive line with Elton Jenkins going down. Was devastated by that injury. Like I said, everybody knows he's my favorite Packer. But Yosh Nijman played phenomenally. Or that's not even right. The word played very well. Anyways, and they said they played complimentary football for the first time I can remember, minus missing a field goal. But whatever. The big thing for me that I took away a lot was at the end of the game when the Rams drove and scored, but they didn't give up a big play. It was literally dinking and dunking down the field, but just in a prevent defense. But they didn't give up some. I thought that was good. The defense played well, like they had been, and the offensive line.
Packers defense has been really, really. It's been good. It's been very good this year. Packers defense. Yeah. And that's why I have them number 3 on my top 10 list, as you'll see a little later. But Packers took care of business. Let me throw a name out there and just let me get your feedback, your feeling. Matthew Stafford.
What comes to mind? Well, he's like an Iron Man, dude. He's like Cal Ripken in the NFL. I love Matt Stafford. I always have. I don't know what happened. They looked so good starting out, and now it feels like he's lost almost. Against the Niners when I was watching, it looked like he didn't know what was going on. I don't know if he's just trying too hard, forcing things.
I mean, I don't know what it is either. I mean, I always thought, and it's obvious. I think Matthew Stafford's always been a good quarterback. I never felt that he was an elite quarterback. And people make the argument, well, he's on Detroit, he'd carry the team, but not enough talent. And it makes sense. And don't get me wrong, he's definitely definitely a tier above Jared Goff. Don't get me wrong, but I still don't. Packers do have a lot. They do have a lot of talent. I'm not all that crazy about the Rams. I said the Packers. I'm not all that crazy about the Rams' offensive talent. I like Cooper Kupp a lot. You've got Woods. Who's a good wide receiver.
Well, they did.
They did have Woods, who's a good wide receiver.
By the way, Troy Aikman said Robert Woods is a top 3 receiver in the NFL on that broadcast.
Get out of here!
Come on,
serious?
Dude. Like, I don't know what, where that comes from. I love Bobby Trees more than most people. He is nowhere near top 3 receiver in the NFL.
So I'm not on Robert Woods as much as you are. I think he's a good wide receiver. There is no way in hell I'm putting him top 3. That is just there's no way in hell. Yeah, give me a break. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they're related or something. He felt like he had to say that. I don't think he's better than Cooper Kupp. I know they play 2 different wide receiver positions, but I'm taking Kupp over him. OBJ did have, I think, something like 80+ yards and a touchdown. So that was good to see.
His touchdown was.
Yeah, and listen, I do think that OBJ could wind up, as he gets more and more acclimated to this offense, I think he could be a difference maker for this team. And I still think that the addition of Von Miller was nice on the defensive side of the ball. But there's something about the Rams that you just leave me. And it was the same thing coming to the season. There's something about this team that leaves me, and it's really on the offense that leaves me wanting more. And maybe it's their run offense as well. Like, I'm not. Darrell Henderson's having a pretty good year. I think Henderson's having a pretty good year and doing better. Maybe because I really didn't like him at all. I wasn't even high on Cam Akers either. But I don't know. I don't think this is. I think there are other teams. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Nate.
Sorry, I shouldn't say their run game is terrible. It's not. I don't think it's a strong suit. And I said I think I said it last week before, but it's been the last 3 games for the Rams. Their run game has not looked good, but it's also it's hard to run the football when you're down 14-0 or 21-0 that quick. I mean, you can't.
Yeah.
You can't run your game plan. And I said it a week or 2 ago. I don't feel like the Rams are very disciplined. I don't know. I like Sean McVay. He's a good coach. But I feel like there's so many older guys, big talent guys. I feel like Jalen Ramsey's a phenomenal player, can do it all. He just doesn't seem – I mean, I watched it. Devontae beat the hell out of him. I mean, he didn't – I don't know if he ever – Devontae won every time. And I just – I feel like there's something going on there.
Yeah. Listen, that team leaves me wanting more. I feel better about a few other teams in the NFC than I do the Rams. Let me check out the comments real quick. We got Chris said he's got to go for now. All right, come on back, Chris. Chris asked, should I pick up OBJ on the wire? I'd pick him up.
Would. Yeah.
Yep. I got to remember to highlight these. I always forget I can click on these things here. Yeah, Chris, when you come back, yep. I'll say we would get OBJ off wire. All right, my friend. Real quick. So, wait, did it go? Yeah. Okay. So, but great win by the Packers. This is definitely could easily be a playoff matchup in the future. So that was great. Yeah, I think the Rams need someone like an Aaron Jones or a Zeke Elliott, or I think they need a bigger time running back. I do. I think for me, that's I think what they're missing there too. But you're right. The defense has been.
The defense, I feel that their pass pro, it's kind of like I said, I say it all the time, but I know I say it with the 49ers and some other teams too. Like these teams that their lines are built for that play action pass, that run game a little bit, that they struggle in pass pro situations where the defense knows that's what they're doing because they're down. And I think that's kind of been, and they're very thin on the offensive line. I mean, their starters are good.
Yeah, you're right.
Very thin.
You're right. If I was the Rams, you know what I'd do? I would trade a first-round pick to the Giants for Saquon Barkley next year. That's what I would do. 2 first-round picks.
They don't have any of those for probably 6 years.
You're probably right. Yeah, you're probably right. All right, I'll take 3 second-round picks then. 49ers defeated the Yeah, you're probably right, just like Seattle. Jesus. 49ers defeated the Vikings 34-26. I think I picked the Vikings in this game. I did pick the Vikings in this game, and I knew it was going to be a tough one because the 49ers have been playing better. They really have. They've been playing a lot better. Man, the Vikings are like, I feel bad for them. They're like the Colts too. Like they've had a really tough schedule this year, and they had quite a few close. The Vikings have been in every single game this year, and I don't think they lost any game by more than a touchdown. And tough opponents, short end, winding up on the short end, just like the Colts did in these matchups. And I feel like the Vikings, they still have a chance to make the playoffs. They still got 6 games to go, but I felt like they really needed to go in and win this game. I thought it was a winnable game. The 49ers are a tough team. They're looking better and better. And any thoughts on this game at all?
I didn't know. I wasn't sure where to go. I wanted to know if the Vikings could sustain what they did against the Packers, and I didn't think it was sustainable. I know.
Yeah.
Cousins was like, his passer rating was like 92 or something like that under pressure, and the Packers got like it was like a 42 or something was the pressure. Like I can't think of that number, how to say it right, but like it was big time pressure. And Cousins was like, he said a pass rating of 92 under pressure is not sustainable or normal.
Right.
So I wasn't sure how they would react. Like I said, Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, phenomenal, fun to watch. But the Niners, Deebo Samuel, he's a running back, and now he's hurt. The Niners are lucky they're playing Seattle.
Is he hurt? Is he hurt again?
He's out for 1 to 2 weeks with a groin injury.
Man, the 49ers get injured as much as any other team in the NFL. They're always injured.
Yeah.
But yeah, Deebo, I'm just looking at the box score. Deebo Samuel, 6 carries, 66 yards, 2 touchdowns, rushing touchdowns. Elijah Mitchell, 27 carries, 133 yards, 1 touchdown. Brandon Ayuk, good game, 91 yards receiving on 3 receptions. Great. Listen, I'll tell you, I love how San Francisco runs the ball. I love their offense. I really do. They're like so unique. I love it. They can lose like 3 running backs and throw Elijah Mitchell in there, rookie, and it just doesn't matter. I love that. I really do. Okay, so moving on. Ravens defeated the Browns 16-10. I don't think either team looked very good in this game. Browns are obviously reeling, and they're not looking good. Yeah, they're toast, man. They are toast. I mean, crap. You got Chubb. You got Hunt is back. Man, I can't count them out with those 2 guys. I can't count them out. And going up against the Ravens, I don't care who you are. That's always tough. And go ahead, Nate.
I said it last night on the show. We're worried. Jack Conklin out for the year. Their left tackle. That's going to be big.
Yeah, that's true.
It's time to start Case Keenum.
Yeah, you know what? You're not the only person who said that. It's man, I don't know. I mean, maybe you're right. Jeez, I don't know. And is this Baker's? Is next year his 5th year? Have they picked up the option?
Yeah, he's looking to get paid.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't, but I hope they can work something out because I think he's been good for Cleveland overall. I mean, unless they can get themselves a better quarterback in the draft, or
there's not one,
or via free agency or trade or something like that. I don't know. I like the match of Mayfield and Cleveland, but man, I'll tell you, they cannot afford any hits to that offensive line. Like you said, Conklin's done for the year because the running game goes through that offensive line. It's a really good offensive line. It might be the best in football, one of the top 3 probably. And if they can't run the ball, they are toast. They are toast. So the Ravens got the win here. Ravens aren't looking great either, to be honest with you. I think 2nd game in a row where they've only put up like 16 points. And it's worrying me. I think Rashad Bateman's a good rookie. He looks good. Actually, it was funny because I thought last week, all right, this is the week where you really, in fantasy, kind of want to focus on Bateman instead of Hollywood Brown. think Hollywood Brown was the one who scoffed up the targets. And not a complaint. Whatever gets you to win, gets your team to win, that's great. But I guess it kind of makes sense because I think Bateman overall, if I still think now, but if not now, next year at least will be a better talent overall than Hollywood Brown. But Hollywood Brown has a connection with Lamar. They've been on the same team for the past few years now. So I guess it makes sense that he's the one who's getting really the majority of targets still. So
what's up, Rich?
But they're still not running the ball effectively with the Ravens. It's like Lamar or bust, and that's it. It's Lamar or bust.
Rich, first quarterback to ever win a game with 4 interceptions.
My God, the Ravens should just pay that man his money, give him $100 million a year, whatever, because he's the entire
whatever he needs.
Yeah. Exactly, whatever he needs. I mean, I'd give him $100 million, and anything else he wants. Oh, jeez. All right, so let's move on to the next game over here. Last game. Washington defeated Seahawks 17-15. Russell Wilson's going down in flames with the Seahawks right now. My God, that guy, he probably wants out so badly right now. I wonder if Pete Carroll wants out as well. This team is not going to – I don't think the Seahawks are going to be good anytime soon, to be honest with you. They don't even have any picks. They traded a lot for Jamal Adams, who they probably won't even be able to retain. And, Washington's got a few wins under their belt now, a few wins in a row. And now they're getting in, playoff contention here for like that 7th spot. And also Antonio Gibson. Antonio Gibson had a pretty good game. Yeah, and ran it down. Go ahead.
I said their defense, Washington's defense has played a lot better. The Seahawks are toast. Pete Carroll's got to go, or Russell. They got to get apart. It's over.
Yeah,
good run. Jamal Adams is a linebacker, and that's it. No sacks this year. He's got 2 interceptions that were not even wasn't like he made a big play on the ball. It was just an interception.
What a stupid trade. What a stupid effing trade.
They sold the farm for a guy that is an outside linebacker. And
listen, I love the safety position, just like Coach. I love this. That's like my favorite position on defense. I'm not giving 2 first-round picks for a freaking sale. I'd give 2 first-round picks for a quarterback. Maybe a really good left tackle who's proven and still young. That's pretty much it. It's like I'm not giving up friggin' 2. What the heck was he thinking? But anyway, Washington, good game by Washington. You're right, Nate. The defense has been playing better. And Antonio Gibson had a pretty good game. Yeah, he had a pretty good game. Let me go to that box score real quick, or I just want to see if I can get his totals. 29 carries, 111 yards on the ground for Antonio Gibson. And you know what? That's something he should have been able to do too, assuming he's healthy. It's something he should have been able to do against this crappy Seahawks defense. Tyler Lockett did have a good game, 96 yards. I love Tyler Lockett. So good, so good. And Eskridge, you're right. Eskridge got in there, 2 receptions, 10 yards.
A lot of targets.
That's good. I wonder if he was the punt returner or kick returner as well. Oh, he did. He did 2 returns, 2 kick returns, 54 yards total. Nice for you, Eskridge. I like that guy too.
Yep.
All right, so I'm looking to see. Let me just check out something on Landon Collins. I wonder if he's playing. No, they still haven't playing safety. Washington needs to play. If they're not doing it yet, they need to play Landon Collins at linebacker. He's another safety. He should be playing linebacker. Really shouldn't be playing safety. All right, so.
Sorry, Jamal Adams is the worst coverage guy in the secondary that I've ever seen. That's a safety. I mean, he can't cover it. Jamal Adams.
Who is? I'm sorry. Jamal Adams. That's crazy. Wasn't he a good coverage guy in the Jets, or am I wrong about that?
I don't think he was ever great. He wasn't as bad as he is now. It's like he just didn't even try now. I don't know what's going on. Anyways, we're moving on.
I wouldn't want that guy on my team. I think he's a jerk.
No.
Anyway, so let me get rid of this banner over here first of all. Okay, so all right, moving on to our Week 13 picks. I got to do a share screen over here, and
Uncle Steve's right. Metcalf was nowhere to be found. I don't know what happened. It's wild. It's hot in the kitchen in Seattle. It's somebody's people are leaving.
It's time for. You're right, Uncle Steve. And you know what? It is. But Nate, you're right as well. It's time for the Carroll era to end. You know what? It would have been really cool to see him go back to USC.
That's what I thought was happening. I thought he was taking the Air Monarchs.
Lincoln Riley goes to USC. Oh man, that was awesome. And now Kelly is going to take over at LSU. Hang on one second. I don't know if you can hear that. I had an ESPN ad that was playing. And now Kelly from Notre Dame is going over to take over for LSU. So coaches are starting to move all over the place. But Lincoln Riley, I'm glad he's going to USC. I want to see that program get back to top notch again. I really do.
Oh yeah.
All right. So let's go through these top 10 lists. Nate, I couldn't figure out how to do both of our lists cleanly, looking good on the same slide. I do have yours on a separate slide, but do you just want to just like read your list off as I read mine? Like I'll do my top team, your top team.
Yeah.
Do you want to do that from do you have it in your text that you sent me?
Yeah, obviously. I can pull it up right now. Let's do it.
Go for it. Yeah, I do have your list over here. It's not as good as mine, but just joking. But I just I can't show both slides at the same time. All right, so I've got, and again, I just want to explain it to viewers, subscribers. This isn't like a power ranking for me. I'm not doing this like based on strength of schedule. These are just the teams that I feel are just the 10 best teams, and you're going to see like some of these teams like. I got the Colts at number 10, who are 6-6. I left off the Bengals. I left off the Patriots, just because I feel like the Colts are actually a better team. I'll explain that as I go through. But these are just the teams I actually feel like are the best 10 teams through Week 12 so far. For me, I've got the Buccaneers number 1. For me, it's still the team is loaded on both sides of the ball, especially in offense. Even though they have really good defense, especially in offense, they still have the GOAT in the quarterback. Who's running things over there. And Antonio Brown, I saw a tweet before that Antonio Brown is still going to be out for 2 more weeks, but is that really going to affect him all that much? As long as he's back in time for the playoffs, the way I see it, the Buccaneers defending Super Bowl champions with Tom Brady and a really good head coach from Bruce Arians and a good defensive coordinator, this team is still, the number 1 team in my opinion. Who do you have at number 1?
I got the Cardinals at number 1, just because they kept winning with Colt McCoy. They're going to be back at full strength after the bye. Things aren't going to change. I know my Packers beat them a couple weeks ago, but I think that they're good top to bottom, and I think right now.
Hey, that was a great game too. That game could have went either way. That was a great game. And the Packers are coming out on the good end of these really good matchups with Cardinals, Rams. I mean, these are teams. All these teams are making the playoffs. So here they are coming up on the winning end of both of these games. But I hear you with the Cardinals, man. Thing with the Cardinals too for me is that they're young. They're really, really young. And I like the talent. I love this talent they have on the team, but they're mostly a very young team, especially at quarterback Kyler Murray, and he's phenomenal. And I absolutely believe in Kyler Murray. But it is a young team, even on the defensive side of the ball too. And that means a lot to me in terms of when you get to the playoffs and you're going against Buccaneers or even the Packers or Rams, and that experience means a lot to me. So, but I definitely have the Cardinals as one of the top teams. You'll see on my list here, the top end of my list are all NFC teams, and the bottom end of the list, the 6 through 10 are all AFC teams. I do feel like the NFC is substantially better in terms of the quality of their top teams. Okay, so number 2, believe it or not, I still have the Cowboys. I've had them there in my mind since week 2 of this year. I'm still sticking with them, even though they haven't been looking as impressive the past few weeks. I still believe in this team. I believe they just got DeMarcus Lawrence back, and I think everything's going to be right in Dallas. I think this team's they have no weaknesses on offense, and I feel like the defense is good enough. And I just feel like there are very few teams that can keep up with what this offense can do. So that's why I'm keeping them at number 2 for right now. But the Packers are screaming up my list, but I've got them at number 3. Who's your number 2, Nate?
It is my Green Bay Packers. I have them at number 2.
Packers. I almost moved them up this week to number 2, almost.
I don't think there's a team. I mean, I feel like they can beat the Bucs. If they're playing complementary football, they're, on all phases looking good. I don't know if there's very many teams right now that can run with them. I just think they play an opportunistic football. They showed a lot of resilience against the Vikings being down big, coming back. trying to get away from that game anyways. But I think they're playing some good football right now, and they're going to be tough to beat going down the stretch.
Yeah, Packers they're looking great. So so I have the Packers at my number 3, and same reason, all the reasons you just gave. The Packers are a really well balanced team. I feel like the Cowboys are a well balanced team as well. Like everyone focuses on the offense because they've been a powerhouse on the offense for so long. The Cowboys, and they do have a great offensive line, good quarterback in Dak, Zeke and Pollard. Zeke's not having a great year, but Pollard's having together they're doing well. The running game is looking good. Cooper, CeeDee Lamb, Gallup is back. They got good tight ends. They really don't have any weaknesses on offense. And they can, put up a 30 burger, the drop of the hat if they need to.
Yeah.
And the defense, I think, is good, is good enough, and it's got good talent. It does have good talent. So I do think they're a well-balanced team. And I think the same thing with the Packers. I think the Packers with the best quarterback, of the generation. So I realize Brady is recognized as the GOAT, but I think pure talent-wise, I do think Aaron Rodgers is better, and he makes magic happen. They've got a good wide receiving core. I love Aaron Jones and Dylan. And they've got a defense now, the Packers. So I think they're right up there with guys coming back on the defense.
Yeah, like one of those. I mean, Jair Alexander is one of the best cornerbacks in the NFL.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Alexander, that's right. Yeah.
Zadarius Smith.
That's right. I forgot about that.
David Bakhtiari is coming back on the offensive line. So we got guys coming back.
Oh, that's big. That's big. I forgot about Alexander too. Above all, I forgot about Alexander. So that's great. Maybe I have to move the Packers up to number 2. We'll see.
Sorry, I'm not trying to be persuasive. I'm just talking.
No, those are good points. I completely forgot about that. The Rams, who are 7-4, I've got them as my number 4 team, and I'm still keeping them here because I still want to see I still feel like they are like a well-rounded team. I have them against ahead of the Cardinals. I like the veterans on this team, on the Rams team. And like I said before, I certainly they leave me wanting more, but I still think they have a lot on this team. So I'm keeping them at number 4 for right now, but I don't know how much longer that's going to stay. I've got the Cardinals at number 5, who are 9-2. Who are your 4 and 5 teams?
I had the Bucs at 3, by the way. I don't know if I said that or not.
I got the Patriots. Okay, Bucs at 3.
I got the Patriots at number 4. I just think that they are playing very good football. They got Mac Jones dialed in. They put up a lot of points. Their defense is playing very well. They have the best coach in any sport ever, maybe. They're playing very well, and I look for them to continue that up in Orchard Park Monday night. I think they take it to the Bills.
Number 5, go ahead.
Game. No, I say that game's going to be awesome.
Yeah. Oh, game of the week, definitely.
Yeah. Number 5, I got the Ravens. I know they did not look very good last week. With the way Lamar's been playing, it's so hard to figure them out. Their defense played better. They've looked good. I think they're probably I don't know if they're the best team in the AFC. I don't know. Not most balanced. I think the Colts are more balanced than the Ravens, but they're good.
Yeah. Oh, I agree with you. Excuse me. I think the Colts are more balanced than the Ravens, but the Ravens, man, it's just a team you can just never count out. They've had a lot of injuries this year, and here they are like 8-3, and you can just never count them out at all. Amazing. So, my thing with the Patriots too, I just want to wait a little longer. I briefly had them on my top 10 for like 5 minutes, and then I replaced them with the Colts. I want to see how they go against the Bills in Buffalo. I think they're gonna, because they're actually playing the Patriots and the Bills are actually playing 2 games over the next 3 weeks. So they're playing this week in Buffalo, and then next week they don't play each other. The week after that they play each other again in New England. But I want to see how just to get more of a. I feel like I need to get more of a feel of the Patriots, and I'm dying to see them against the Bills. Right now, Jesus, I mean, I easily could have had like you. I easily could have the Patriots as my number 1 AFC team at this point, easily. Yeah. I've got the Titans. It's crazy. I know it's crazy. Absolutely crazy. I have the Titans as my top AFC team right now. They come in at number 6 for me. I don't even think I can. I guess I probably can't justify this. I'm still going off of what they did before DJ Henry went down. DJ Henry before Derrick Henry went down. I guess I can't really justify that anymore. Yeah, I do think AJ Brown coming back. I don't know. Is that going to make a difference?
We'll see.
You know what?
I don't know.
I probably can't justify this anymore. But the AFC teams, I'm like, God, it's like you could pick like, one of 7 teams in the AFC to be the top one, and you wouldn't be wrong. It wouldn't be crazy. It would. I guess the Titans being number 6 for me, I guess that's a little crazy, I got to say. But I got the Titans at number 6, and I guess that's really based on the track record for most of the season up until Henry got hurt. And even after that, after he got hurt, they still won like 2 games in a row.
They have a very, very easy schedule still going out there. I think they have the best. Well, I guess I don't know how to say this. They have the easiest strength of schedule for the remainder of the year.
They're gonna need it. They're gonna need it.
Yeah. No
so I kept the Titans at 6. That's probably gonna change next week. I got the Ravens at number 7. Like I said, and I do feel like the Colts are a more balanced team, but the Ravens just find a way to win, and they're still a really well coached team. I got to keep them ahead of. I'm keeping them ahead against the Bills, the Chiefs, and the Colts for right now, and I'll discuss the Bills in a second. But who are your 6 and 7 teams?
The Colts for me. I got the Colts at 6. Could have easily been higher. I know they lost last week to the Bucs, but when that team's rolling, when Jonathan Taylor's rolling, I don't know. They are very good. I love Frank Reich. And Justin gets mad, or he's not gets mad at him. I love Frank Reich to death. I think he's
like
phenomenal.
Frank Reich.
And,
I like him.
Matt Eberflus is awesome. That defense is so much fun to watch. Kenny Moore, Rocky Sin, Darius Leonard, Bobby. I call him Okereke. I don't know if that's how you say it. I know you used to say it something different.
I'm not
now
sure.
Maybe that is it. But anyways, they're awesome. They're awesome. Number 7, I got the Chiefs. The Chiefs defense all of a sudden started playing good football.
Yeah.
I can't count them out.
I don't know if someone came back. I don't know if they had an injured, like a key injured player came back, or I'm not sure.
I think that Daniel Sorensen just stopped. Daniel Sorensen maybe just stopped playing because that guy stinks. So I don't know what happened, but that offense is just Mahomes is too good. I don't care. I know he had a couple down games here and there. It doesn't matter. He's phenomenal. Andy Reid's a Hall of Fame coach. They're good.
Yeah, I've got the Chiefs at number 9. But man, I know there's 7. To me, it's almost funny that they're 7-4 because it seemed like they were so crappy for most of the season, and they were still eking out wins one way or another somehow, And here they are now 7-4, and I think they're about to get hot. I think they survived like what could be considered the crappy part of the year. And they made it through, I don't know if it was luck or whatever, but they made it through. I think they're about to get hot. So I had the Ravens at 7. The Bills I have at 8. They're 7-4. The Bills are a team like the Rams who just leave me wanting more. And mostly it's their run game. I don't like their run game at all. I'm not crazy about their wide receiver core outside of Diggs. I think Beasley's pretty good. I think they're pretty good. I just, especially without a number 1 running back, I'd want another really good, like elite wide receiver to complement Diggs. They don't have that. I think the defense is good overall, the Bills, but they leave me wanting more. And I don't trust them as much as I trust the Ravens, to pull out like tough wins, or even the Titans. The Titans defeated the Bills early this year. The Titans are reeling though with all their losses though. So, and I'll just finish off the rest of my list, and we'll move on to yours. The Chiefs, I have them at number 9. Jesus, I could easily put them, at least at number 6 as my top AFC team. And then just because of Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, and Travis Kelce alone, geez. And then the Colts, we're both high on the Colts, 6-6. I have them on this list instead of the Patriots. So I still think the Colts are a better team than the Patriots. I'm taking Carson Wentz over Mac Jones. I'm taking their running game over the Patriots running game. I'm probably even taking, Pittman. I don't think either has a great wide receiving core in their team. But I do like the I do like the talent of the defense of the Colts more. And the Bengals, listen, the Bengals are looking really good, but they're a young team. And, I like teams that got more experience on them in terms of, just in terms of ranking them. So right now I've got the Colts at 10, but my noticeable teams that I'm leaving off, the notable teams, I should say, not noticeable. My notable teams are the Patriots and the Bengals. And then Nate, the rest of your list. So you had Colts and the Chiefs at 6 and 7. You got the Cowboys at 8.
Yeah,
Bengals
I don't
at
know.
9 and Bills at 10. Go ahead.
The Cowboys, I get worried about them. I think Dak's phenomenal. I think their offensive line has been good. Probably them or the Bucs have the best receiving core from top to bottom in the league. I mean, just guy after guy, whoever you want. Their defense has been really good. I don't know. Like I said, they've had some tough losses, and not necessarily losses against really good teams. I'm not saying that's your Raiders, Rich, but they got smoked by the Broncos, and I don't understand it. And I to me, it's McCarthy, which does worry me. But he can coach winning teams. He has. I think the Cowboys are good. I think I like him. But then I got the Bengals. I can't count them out either, as well as their defense has played. Their offense has looked really good. Joe Mixon, him and Jonathan Taylor have been the two best running backs probably in the NFL this year. And they're just I feel like after they kind of had that lull or whatever you want to call it there in the middle of the season, kind of weren't playing very well. I think those guys, they're so young, they realize we're just out here kind of playing with house money, having some fun. Let's keep it rolling. And I really think that's kind of how it's going to go. And then I got the Bills at number 10. I would have them higher if their offensive line could run block. I know Devin Singletary is not a stud. Zach Moss was a healthy scratch against the Saints, which was really weird. So it's like the Matt Breida show now.
Oh, I didn't even know that. Yeah.
I had to pick up Kyle Juszczyk in a league and start him.
Because maybe the Bills should trade. Maybe they should trade 2 first-round picks to the Giants for Saquon Barkley. They could use Saquon Barkley. Rich, I'm not ignoring you. Rich, I would never ignore you. I would never ignore you.
It's because he was mad that we didn't have the Raiders in the top 10.
Oh, the Raiders in the top 10. I got the Raiders at 11. Well, I actually have them at 13 after the Patriots and the Bengals.
I have the Raiders at 12 because I have Joe's Giants at 11.
Exactly. The Giants are number 1 in our hearts. They're number 1 in our hearts. So, all right. So, exactly. Steve Evans says the Colts made the top 10. That's all that matters. We're both really high on the Colts, Steve. Really, really high on the Colts, man. Yeah. They're looking good. All right. So, and hey, man, I hear you. Don't be surprised. Next week, I'll probably have the Titans completely off my top 10 list and replaced by the Bengals or the Patriots. But yeah, I'm really high on the Colts. And hopefully they get to an easier part of their schedule, just like the Titans, because the Colts have had a really, really hard schedule this year. I feel for them. Okay, so anyway, we're going to start previewing the week 13 games. I just got to go over my week 12 results. I was horrible. This was my worst week so far. I've been getting progressively, after I started off hot this year, for like the first 6 weeks, I was hot with my picks, both with a spread and straight up. Now I'm cold. Week 10, I went 5-10 with the spread, and I went 7-8 straight up. Year to date so far with the spread, I'm 96, 81, and 3, and straight up I'm 105 and 75. I got to do better. Okay, so here are my picks for week 13, and again, I'll be updating these on Sunday morning as well as I get more news and updates on injured players. And we're going to get Nate's picks as well too. The teams with the bye week. I can't wait till the byes are over. I'm so done with the byes. Browns, Packers, Titans. Yeah, Browns, Packers, Titans, and Panthers. Okay, so the Thursday night game, Cowboys at the Saints. Cowboys are giving 4.5 points. Taysom Hill is going to be starting. I don't think it matters. I actually think he might be more dangerous than Trevor Siemian, but I don't think it matters. I'm taking the Cowboys, giving the points, and the Cowboys straight up.
Yep, Cowboys 35-17.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like that. I'm with you on that one, Nate. Okay, so Buccaneers at the Falcons. The Buccaneers giving 11 points. I'm taking the Buccaneers giving the points and the Buccaneers straight up.
Yep, no problem.
You're with that too?
Exactly with it.
Okay, Cardinals at the Bears. Chris's videos, if you're still here, Cardinals are given 8 points. I'm taking the Cardinals giving the points and Cardinals straight up. I assume Kyler Murray's playing this game.
Yeah, I think Kyler's back. Hopkins and Kyler both have been practicing, so they should be back, which is huge. I think this line has moved. It was 7 or 7.5 last night, so obviously we all knew that was going to happen. It's going to be a Cardinals.
Well, you know what? It could also be, depends where you got the line. I just get my lines off of ESPN.
I'm sure it moved. I don't doubt it.
And you know what? Actually, I wonder, and Chris's videos brought this up before too. He said it sounds like Chase Edmonds is back this week. And he was actually asking before. He was wondering if yeah, I'm all right. Oh, he said, I'm sorry, I'm wrong. Chris's videos had asked before when Chase Edmonds returns, so I guess he's not necessarily back this week, but when he returns, should he start him over Connor? And I think the Cardinals are going to stay with their hot hand, which is Connor.
I think I said in the comments, I typed it in there. I'm not starting Edmonds until I see that
you did.
That he shows it. But I just Connor's been a touchdown machine, dude. I can't bench that guy. There's about 2 of the running backs I'd bench him for, and there's Joe Mixon or Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah, no, right, absolutely. So he's looking. But then again, James Conner, when Edmonds comes back, James Conner probably will be injured by then. Yes, he's another injury waiting to happen. That's his track record. All right, so let me get back to my. Okay, so Cardinals at Bears. Cardinals are giving 8 points. I'm taking the Cardinals giving the points and the Cardinals straight up. Are you on board with that, or do you differ?
Oh yeah, no, same thing.
Okay, Chargers at the Bengals. Ooh, this was a tough one for me. The Bengals are giving 3 points. It's in Cincinnati. The Bengals are giving 3 points. I'm actually taking the Chargers in this game. I'm taking the Chargers getting the points and the Chargers straight up.
I'm going against my rankings and agreeing with you. I think that I just said earlier that I wasn't going to do that, but last night I made it the pick on the regular show saying I'm going with the Chargers. So
these teams, especially these AFC teams, they're so like evenly matched. Like I find myself like going against my own rankings. Like I actually picked the Colts over the Bills, and I was right when the Colts did beat the Bills a few weeks ago. They pretty much demolished them, and but I still have the Bills ahead of the Colts in my rankings.
Yeah, I'm with you though. I'm taking the Chargers.
Yeah,
I
think there's no science to it. Yeah, I'm just gonna go.
The AFC is the most volatile thing I've ever paid attention to. I feel like you never know what's going on.
I love it. I love the volatility. Yes. Okay, so Vikings at the Lions. The Vikings are giving 7 points. The game's in Detroit. I'm never going to pick the Lions to win straight up. I will not do that until they actually win a game. But I am taking the Lions getting the points. It's crazy, I know. But the Vikings also have a habit of shitting the bed. So, and I don't think the Vikings are going to lose. I could just see the Lions. I could see the line. I'm just picking the Lions getting the points. It's 7 points in Detroit. And the Vikings should beat them by more than 7. The Vikings are head and tails better than the Lions. But I'm going to take the Lions getting the points. This is more of a gut feeling. There's no science behind this pick here. I'm taking the Lions getting the points, the Vikings straight up to win.
I'm taking the Vikings giving up 7. They're going to win by at least a touchdown, and the Vikings straight up.
I don't blame you.
Like I said earlier, I think that defense it's the slowest defense in the NFL, and they haven't changed anything. Alex Anzalone has looked very good, but he's the only guy. Last year Jeff Okudah is a cornerback, and he's your leading tackler. That's not supposed to be that way.
And he didn't have a good rookie season either. Like many rookie quarterbacks, especially on bad teams, I was really looking forward for. I actually before the season began, before he got injured, Okudah, I was picking him along with Isaiah Simmons to have like 2 of the best bounce back years this year. And I was right about Isaiah Simmons, and Okudah I was really looking forward to because I seriously believe that guy. I love that guy. Giants at the Dolphins. Dolphins are so this is Giants in Miami at the Dolphins. Dolphins are giving 4 points. I'm taking the Dolphins giving the points and the Dolphins straight up, especially with Jones. I think the Dolphins are a better team anyway, but especially with Jones and this neck thing, even if he plays like I don't know. I don't know what it means. I don't know what it means. So I'm going with it. I'm playing it very safe. I'm taking the Dolphins, giving the points. Dolphins straight up. Even if he didn't have a neck injury, I'd probably do this anyway.
I can't believe I'm picking the Dolphins.
I can't believe. Listen, they're still Giants are still number one in our hearts. It's okay. I forgive you, Nate. It's all right. That's all right. Don't forget to wear your Danny Dimes jersey on Sunday though when you're watching. The game.
I got a Victor Cruz jersy I got to put on. That's the only.
Oh, that's right. I gotta send you the Dimes jersey for Christmas.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Eagles at the Jets. Eagles are giving 6.5 points. I'm taking the Jets getting the points. The Eagles straight up. The game's in the Meadowlands. Eagles are giving 6.5 points. I'm actually taking the Jets. I don't know who the hell's going to be the quarterback this week. Is it Zach Wilson? I think it's Zach Wilson, right?
Zach Wilson will play. Not quite sure who the quarterback's going to be for Philly, though.
Oh, get out of here. Why do you say that? Hurts isn't injured, is he?
Yeah, yesterday they said that Gardner Minshew's in the building because of Hurts' ankle injury.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah, so they don't know. I mean, I didn't get any things today that said for sure. But yeah, he was questionable, and like they were preparing for Gardner Minshew. So
you know what?
Myself, I'm taking Jets plus 6.5. Jets money line. I hate the Eagles.
Yeah. Are you taking the Jets to win straight up as well, or the Eagles to win?
Yeah. Jets.
I get it. Don't be surprised if Minshew. Well, if I was going to say if another quarterback is Minshew. Has he been on the practice squad, or has he been the backup quarterback?
He's in the backup.
Is it back? Yeah. So you know what? I wouldn't be. I assume he's familiar with their offense now. I wouldn't be surprised if Devontae Smith gets like 3 receiving touchdowns this game. Not that Minshew's a great quarterback, but he's a passing quarterback, and Jalen Hurts really isn't. So I wouldn't be surprised if Devontae Smith puts on a show. Yeah.
Coach, I told Coach last night that Gardner Minshew might start, and he said he's still firing him up because he was going to fire up Jalen Hurts. He said he'd still fire up Minshew, and if Minshew is starting, he's starting Jalen Reagor.
Really? Oh man. Well, listen, Reagor is capable of having a big game, but man, he's really the reason why the Giants won last week. 2 drops and only one of them in the end zone to end the game. So, but you know what? I'll take the Jets getting the points. I'll take the Eagles straight up in this game. I might change this one Sunday morning. I might take it to the Jets winning straight up. Colts at the Texans. Colts are giving 9 points. I'm taking the Colts giving the points. The Colts straight up. I'm actually frankly surprised this line isn't bigger.
Yeah, I agree with you. Same thing.
It might be up to 10 by Sunday morning. So, but yeah, I'm taking the Colts giving the points. Colts straight up. Washington at the Raiders. Raiders. So it's Washington at the Rich Gonzalez's. Raiders are giving 2.5. I'm actually taking Washington getting the points, but the Raiders straight up. I think this is going to be a really close, like a 1-point game. It's going to be I think it's going to be a good game.
Rich, close your ears.
No.
I'm taking Washington plus 2.5, and I'm taking them with the point. I'm taking them to win straight up.
Yeah. Sorry, you know what? I might wind up changing that Sunday morning. As of right now, I'm sticking with Washington getting the points and the Raiders straight up. But I think that's actually a good matchup. And you know what? If Antonio Gibson's playing like he did against Seattle, because Raiders don't have a good run defense either. They don't have a good run defense. They let the Giants put up a good running game against them, and you're letting the Giants put up a good running game against you. And the Redskins, Washington has a much better offensive line than the Giants do. I know I'm such a racist. Oh my gosh. Hey guys, I'm 50 years old. I've been saying the Redskins since I was like 10, so for 40 years. So, Antonio Gibson, if he's playing as well as he can, as well as he should, it's gonna be tough on the Raiders. So I might wind up changing this to Washington winning this straight up, but right on Sunday morning. But right now I'll go with Washington getting the points and the Raiders straight up.
Rich is going to tear me apart on dollars to deuces here in about 2 hours. He might not even be on the show tonight. He's so mad at me.
I know. You're fired. You're fired, dude. But you know what? It's about matchups.
You see what Uncle Steve just said? Happened? Waller's not playing. What did you say? And Uncle Steve, it does not feel right to pick the Jets. I understand that, but I don't like the Eagles.
Oh, Rich says, it's on now. You know what, guys? Everyone, audience, be sure to tune in to Dollars to Deuces tonight. There's going to be a lot of fireworks. So Waller's really out? Oh, my gosh. Well, you know what? As of right now, until I get, and I believe you, Steve. I believe you, Uncle Steve. But until I get, for right now, I'm going to stick with my Washington getting the points and the Raiders straight up. But if Waller's out, I'll definitely be switching that Sunday morning. And that line is going to change. That line is definitely going to change. Well, they'll probably change to a point. Raiders just giving a point. Okay, Jaguars on the at the Rams. Hang on 1 second. Rich says I'm leaving. Oh, Rich, stay. Hey, listen, Rich, I'm a Giants fan, man. You know, I gotta. Well, then again, my team stinks. Your team's actually pretty good, but I know you feel like you don't get enough respect. I understand, my friend. All right, so Jaguars at the Rams. Rams are giving 13 points. I'm taking the Rams, giving the points, and the Rams straight up.
Yeah, I can't believe I am, but I'm doing it too. Not necessarily. I know they'll win, but
yeah.
I mean, it's got to be a get right game or something. I feel like the Rams might put up 55 points.
I was just going to say the Rams better use this as one of those get right games. But you know what? Even if they put up 55 points, say they win like 55-10 or whatever, I'm
They're
still not
in my top 10.
No, yeah, they're not in your top 10.
No.
Did you not have them in your top 10?
Nope.
I didn't notice that. Wow.
They lost the last 3 games. I don't trust them. I don't.
Yeah. I hear you, man. It's a good argument. It's a good argument. Good argument. Ravens at the Steelers. Ravens are giving 4.5 points. It's in Pittsburgh, so I'm actually taking the Steelers getting the points and the Ravens straight up. This is great. The Ravens are giving 4.5 points in Pittsburgh. Listen, both of these teams are beat up. The Steelers defense looks like crap. They're beat up. I'm actually going to take the Steelers. God, this is a really good rivalry game. I mean, like, Jesus, like 2 years ago, this would have been the game of the week. But I'm going to take the Steelers getting the points because it's in Pittsburgh, and I'll take the Ravens straight up to win.
I'm taking the Ravens minus 4.5. I think Justin maybe said it last night talking about the AFC.
Well, the Ravens. I'm sorry. The Ravens are giving 4.5.
Did I say? I'm sorry. I'm taking the Ravens minus 4.5, and
okay,
the Ravens straight up. So I think they win by a lot because I think Justin said it last night. It's kind of like a changing in the guard right now, and I feel like they saw the Bengals just beat the doors off the Steelers last week, and I think that they want in on that action. And I just the Steelers. I don't know what I mean. Big Ben, it's been fun. You were awesome.
Yeah.
But I think it's over.
It's time.
It's not Mason Rudolph time. It's time for Dewey Haskins.
Yeah, I was going to say it's time for the Dwayne Haskins era to begin.
Yes.
Give them it can last like 5 games, and they could draft Matt Corral in next year's draft.
Yeah, somebody
get ourselves a Haskins jersey. And the Steelers.
Oh yeah.
All right. So okay. So you're taking Ravens both ways. Ravens giving the points. Ravens straight up. Okay. Yep. 49ers at Seahawks. 49ers are giving 3.5 points. Seahawks. So the game is in Seattle. The 49ers are giving 3.5 points. Believe it or not, as bad as the Seahawks are, I think home field advantage for them is big. This is a big time divisional game. The 49ers have been playing really well the past few weeks. And this could very good chance I'm going to change this Sunday morning. My initial feeling when I was setting this up, getting ready for tonight's show, is Seahawks getting the points, 49ers straight up.
I'm taking the 49ers, giving the points minus 3.5. What do you want to say? And yeah, they're going to win. Mm-hmm. I think the Seahawks are dead. Their defense is terrible. Yeah. Bobby Wagner's a monster, and that's it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. You're right, man. It'd be interesting to see if the Seahawks show up for this game. Oof. Broncos at the Chiefs. Chiefs are giving 10 points. That's a big spread. That's a crazy spread, I think. I realize it's in Kansas City, but Broncos are 6-5. They have a good defense. Broncos at Kansas City. The Chiefs are giving 10 points. I'm taking the Broncos getting the points and the Chiefs straight up.
Yeah, I like. I'll take the Broncos and the points, but yeah, Chiefs are going to win.
Okay, so we're in agreement on that one there. Yep. And I guess the last game. This is definitely a game of the week too. Patriots at the Bills. This might be the game of the week. It's being saved for Monday night. We're all going to be watching that. Patriots at Buffalo. The Bills are giving 2.5 points. I'm taking the Patriots getting the points. I'm taking the Bills straight up. I'm taking the I wouldn't be surprised by either team winning. I don't think anyone would. They're both good teams, but I'll go with the Bills straight up. The game's in Buffalo. I'll take the Patriots getting the points. I think it's probably gonna be like a 1-point game. That's just my feeling. It's not a big spread anyway.
Yeah, no, it's I'm pretty much a pick 'em almost. I guess, like I said, I'm taking the Patriots getting those points. Patriots straight up. They just saw what the Colts did in Orchard Park. It's going to be the same thing.
Yeah. Yep. We're going to see. That's going to be a heck of a Monday night.
It's going to be awesome. Regardless of how it goes, it's going to be a hell of a football game.
It is. I'm really excited for it. It's going to be awesome. So, all right. So that's that. Yeah. Steve Evans says Seahawks look so bad. They do. I'll probably change. I wouldn't be surprised if I take the 49ers Sunday morning if I change that pick. But anyway, guys, let's just wrap up the show over here real quick. Let me get down to my all right, so just real quick before we sign off here, just give me 2 minutes, everyone. Our in-season schedule here at Toilets and Titles, we've got 8 shows. Monday night, we've got our waiver wire program, which is for Patreon members only. But then we also release that around 12 o'clock on Tuesday. Tuesday at 8 p.m., Toilets and Titles, our flagship program. Wednesday really it says 9 p.m. It's really I start at like 8:30, sometimes 8. Joe knows you're watching right now. NFL review preview, and Nate as my guest over here. Following this show tonight, anytime between 10:30 and 11:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is Dollars to Deuces. That's our weekly betting advice. That's with Rich and Nate. So Nate is doing double duty tonight, baby. Thursday at 8 p.m. is a dash of DFS. And Saturday at 7:30 p.m. is Down Under Dynasty. That's where we've got our Australian crew. Not too many programs can say they have a crew on the other side of the world. We do. We've got 3 members, Toilets and Titles. They're giving their advice, their feelings on fantasy dynasty football. Check it out. It's really great program on Saturdays at 7:30 p.m. Sunday at 8 a.m. Cup of Joe. That's me again, my second program. That's where I recap the NCAA games from Saturday, and I give my updated, abbreviated preview of the NFL games coming up for Sunday and Monday. And then following that show is at around 10:30 a.m. is the Blitz, which is that's hosted by, that's basically start, sit fantasy advice. And we've got 3 hosts for that show. That is Mike, Alex, and Justin. And it says down here in the tag, it says start, sit, call-in show. Eventually, we want to make it a call-in show. We've got to work our way up to that. But any and all questions you have, send them through the chat. They will address, our hosts will address every single question that you send through the chat. And they're going to give their own advice as well. So Steve Evans, good Joe. Thanks, Steve. I really appreciate it. Have a good night, my friend. I'll probably catch in the chat for Dollars to Deuces in a little while. But anyway, guys, that's it. Nate, enjoy yourself tonight. I'll probably be in the chat for Dollars to Deuces.
Like I said, you're more welcome to join us. You know that. So
maybe I will jump in later. I'll apologize in person to Rich about the Raiders, but he knows Raiders are my number one backup team. So they're right behind the Giants in my heart. So
there you go.
All right, guys. Take care. Everyone have a good night. I'll see you Sunday morning, everyone, on my Cup of Joe show. All right, everyone. Take care.
See you.
Take care, Nate. Bye.